my wife and I just so fortunate to be a part of this family,
Mhm.
lifelong family dream that this family has had this for many, many decades and have done so much here.
This is Grounded in Granite, where every person and every place has a story to tell. I'm Jason Schreiber. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Grounded in Granite. I'm in Littleton, New Hampshire at Jax Jr. Cinemas, downtown Littleton. This iconic little cinema has been here since the early 1900s, and I'm here with John Alberini, who is the owner, who really stepped in after COVID, really took a toll on movie theaters everywhere, and the screens went dark here.
Yeah.
But you got it open again, and this place is doing great, and so much nostalgia here. It is all about nostalgia, isn't
It's
it?
huge with the nostalgia, not
It's
just how far back the theater actually goes with its history and everything went through.
right.
When I was a kid, I was coming here.
So you came here as a kid. Well, so
Yeah.
you grew up in
Grew up in
Littleton,
Littleton.
came here. Now
When we were in high school, we were the ones that
so
the person would come in and be like, "You
well,
guys, we're gonna kick you
yeah.
out if you don't calm down." So
Wow.
we were those kids.
Yeah, yeah,
I started
that's
bringing
awesome.
my kids here, and
So
then
now, yeah,
COVID shut it down,
right,
and
right,
there wasn't a lot of support once COVID, and everybody saw it.
yeah, yeah.
Stay home,
Oh, yeah,
don't go out.
right, right.
Yeah, you saw Universal, Hollywood, they went
Yeah,
right home.
yeah.
And that's a tough pill to swallow
Right, right.
when you own a theater, right?
Well, in so many of these theaters, we just have vanished. But
Yeah,
it's really cool to have this iconic theater still up and running
yeah,
here in northern New Hampshire in downtown Littleton. And so I want to hear all about how you've been able to make this happen, because
yeah.
it's not easy. So John, you opened it in
It was
it
like
closed during
April,
COVID, and then
yeah,
you opened it in
24, 2024.
2024. Okay.
April, it was our first show. We played If and
Okay.
Civil War, I think was the other one.
I
Just a
came here and
tough.
saw Civil War. Yeah, I
Oh
was
no way!
excited that
That was it.
you reopened,
And
and
we
I was like,
had
I got to go see it. So,
we really had a banger year,
yeah.
and we really got the bugs out. There was a couple
Oh.
of movies through the summer where some of the speakers went down,
Oh.
and so yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Well.
you're gonna have that, and it was working so well, and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden wasn't, and then
Yeah.
I actually had to get in. I have okay tech skills, and I can read how to manufacture things.
Yeah.
I understand this line goes from
Yeah.
A to B
Yeah.
and it powers it, whatever. So
Yeah.
I ended up having to go back behind the screen. It's a really tight area. Pull down
Oh.
this huge old speaker. I
Yeah.
moved it. I moved this other speaker over. Works great now.
Oh my
Haven't
gosh.
had an issue. I
Awesome.
know.
Wow.
I kind of thought of that. I didn't know
Yeah.
if it was
Yeah.
gonna work, but it did
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
But yes,
Awesome.
staying on top of things like that,
Yeah.
working on the projectors to make sure that we clean them, the filter. We have these processes that we just
Yeah.
come up with all the time to make
Well,
sure they are long lasting.
we should point out. So Bette Davis.
Yes.
Bette Davis came
Yeah.
here in what year was that?
Bette Davis came in 1941.
1941.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was one cinema.
It-
We have two right now.
yeah.
So it was one screen, 800 seats.
It was her birthday,
It
right?
was her birthday.
Which is a
10,000
neat
people
piece
show
of
up.
history.
10,000 people show up.
10,000 people.
We actually showed The
Wow.
Great Lie last April for her birthday here, and I had a really great turnout.
Oh,
And
neat.
we'll
Yeah.
do that from time to time. So
Okay.
as far as keeping the theater going, we kind of go
Yeah.
and do some throwback
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
We just played Singing in the Rain for kind of the local older crowd,
So
but
that's cool.
definitely something where Technicolor was coming out.
Hmm.
And I mean, who has seen Singing in the Rain on the big screen?
Yeah.
Oh, nowadays,
Right. Right.
nobody, no, it's very few and far between.
So that's
So
neat that you
really
do that.
trying
Yeah. Yeah.
to keep these movies alive.
And an interesting fact, super interesting. You guys were the first in the state to go digital
Yeah,
back several years ago, which
right.
is just remarkable that this little theater in northern
Mhm.
Hampshire was the first to.
Absolutely. I mean, it wasn't me personally. It was my
But you,
my landlord. But
yeah.
yes,
Okay. Yeah.
Jax Jr. went
It was
2009, I want to say, and that was Hollywood was going in that direction.
Right.
So obviously theaters are the offshoots of Hollywood and what
Yeah.
they want everybody to see and how they wanted to see it.
Mm.
So it did develop. Obviously, you see quite a bit digital across the board.
Yeah. I,
No more revival theaters or much of them where the reels are playing. They're few and far
right.
between out
Yeah.
there. And if you can catch them, that
Mm.
is still
Yeah.
quality cinema.
Yeah.
But the digital, they're holding up. I mean, George
Yeah.
Lucas was pushing for digital when it was going through for Star Wars remakes. So I think that was kind of the big push
Yeah.
for Hollywood to change stuff. You get the big players going in these directions. You
Mm.
kind of have to follow suit where the money is.
Hmm.
And I'll tell you, it does make life very easy for us as a business. You couldn't foresee the COVID time period. But for us to have gone digital and the way things come through the mail and the way things don't have to come through the mail now, they are
Yeah.
just dropped in through the internet.
So that's real.
Definitely something
Yeah.
really
Well,
great for
right.
us to
Yeah. Oh,
to
yeah.
help us run a quality business. You
Because,
don't have to have that guy in there anymore. Splicing things.
yeah.
You
Oh,
gotta
yeah. Hmm.
burn
Hmm.
the films on fire. Things like that you've heard of in the past. So it's
So it's just much more efficient for you,
much more
to be able
efficient.
to, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There
Before
were
there,
two
there
fires
was,
here.
okay. Yeah.
One in the 20s. That's
So,
when the Eames family ended up taking it over.
okay.
And then another one later, 40s, 49, and then
The,
reopened up in 51.
and then,
But
okay.
yeah.
What do you hear from the patrons who are coming and watching movies here, and especially when you reopened? I mean,
Oh yeah.
people were just thrilled, and I know
Thrilled.
there were lines, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, we really
you,
want to bring those lines back, but I
it's
can understand the newness has gone away a little bit.
yeah,
And
it's
and
tough.
I want them to know they can trust us to be here,
Yeah,
but the support would be great.
yeah,
But what they say is thank you.
yeah,
Thank you
hmm,
for opening this up. I used to come here as a kid.
yeah,
Now we want to bring our children here. Um, so because the lines kind of slowed down, it did
yeah.
bring up some other options for us.
Okay,
We tried a couple other different things. So we have some birthday parties, so you could rent the space,
okay.
watch a movie that you want to watch. We actually hook Nintendo Switch or PlayStation up, and you can
Mhm.
play video games on the 20-foot
Oh my
screen.
gosh, really?
We actually had a tournament, a Mario Kart tournament, 2 weeks ago. So we're going to be doing more
Okay,
tournaments, and you could sit there
yeah,
again on the big screen and
okay.
and really make it big and give the kids something to do, the adults something to do, the combo
Yeah,
something to do. So it's really nice.
you're
Get
kind
out of
of,
your house,
yeah, yeah. Well,
get out of your
so you're
house.
kind of thinking out of the box because I mean
Yes,
to keep a place like this going, like there aren't that many
right.
tiny little small town theaters around
Absolutely.
anymore. I mean, they're just gone.
They're gone,
I
and you
mean,
and you read about it all the time.
yeah.
Closing,
And the
big
big
theaters.
theaters can't
True,
even.
yeah.
So, the fact that you can keep it going
And
is
we
just
have great support.
remarkable.
I mean,
Yeah,
it does depend on the movie, what drives people. We have a children's movie out right now, Hoppers.
uppers, yeah.
We're playing it in 3D this week, so we
Hmm.
do have 3D capability.
Yeah.
Um, and that is a ton of fun. So we could do like 1 week
So
2D.
you get new releases
We'll get
and
new
you
releases.
have some
So Pretty in Pink,
oldies.
this is like its 40th anniversary or something
Okay.
for Pretty in Pink.
Hmm.
And we're trying to bring that in. We brought in quite a bit. We brought in Jaws last year. It was like the
Yeah.
50th anniversary or
Right. Yeah.
something.
Yeah. It was.
We tried a couple other movies we couldn't
Yeah.
do because the producers are into some stuff
Hmm.
being released
Hmm.
out
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
So it is
Hmm.
still there's some copyright stuff. You
Yeah.
still got to play around with a couple of things
Yeah.
and play nice and pay.
But yeah.
Still got to pay.
What's it like for you to own, I mean, to be running this place where you came here as a kid? I mean,
Mm.
you've lived here forever.
Oh, I
I
was
mean,
so
it must
excited.
be just,
When I was like, I'm gonna open that. And you go through the steps, you make the phone calls, you
yeah,
meet with the person, the landlord, and
yeah,
and you just talk about what happened in the past and what happened when he ran.
yeah.
And all the different things, the great
Hmm.
things, the nightmares,
Yeah.
the everything that would happen in
Yeah.
the whole as owning a business, you're going to face that no matter what it is. So
Mm.
every time any word coming out of his mouth, all I thought about was coming down to the theater,
Yeah.
coming in, seeing the candy
Just yeah.
stand, going through the auditorium.
Mhm.
Haven't been in here for
Yeah.
4 years, just waiting for the lights to be
Where
on
it had been
again.
closed or
Where it had been
COVID.
closed,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he had his digital setup. So that was the thing. He had to set a new uh, port up for us to play the movies.
Okay.
And that was the investment for us to get in.
Yeah.
So we ended up upgrading the projectors to make them
Mm.
compatible with what Hollywood was doing
Okay.
nowadays.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
he had the old system, not compatible anymore.
Yeah.
So, but we were able to still play this trailer disc that he had on that and play it on the big screen.
Mm.
So it had I think it had like Terminator, and it
Oh,
had several other couple different ones. I can't
really?
quite remember, but once it came on, the sound, the street, I didn't care what it was.
Yeah.
It blew my mind, and it was
Yeah.
nothing. You can have a home video,
Mhm.
home theater, with a 100-inch screen with the surround sound. It still doesn't compare to these 20-foot screen
Mm.
Dolby digital surround sound. It's an
Mhm.
incredible experience.
Mm.
So it's still, you got to go out. We've been calling the new streaming, the I shouldn't say new streaming. I should just call it streaming.
Streaming.
Hulu, all that stuff.
Yeah.
We've been calling it the new cable. It's
Mm.
pretty much this new cable.
Mm.
Right now, we've had it for several years now. I myself will go through and be like, nothing's on. And I remember doing that as a kid. Once we got 100 channels
Mm.
on cable,
Mm.
nothing's on, and then now doing the same thing. Nothing's on. So
Mm.
I think it's still a really great time for us
Mhm.
to be for theaters. If they can hold on, if they could try new things, think outside the box,
Mhm.
um,
Mm.
do as much you can for the community because
Mm.
that's what drives you
Really,
is the
what it's
community.
about. Right.
So
Right.
just be as part of it. I mean, we do
Mm.
fundraisers here, helping Toys for Tots.
Mm.
There's another company, Flourish, which is a mental health awareness
Mhm.
company, nonprofit in town. And so we try to
Mm.
bring in a couple of movies that show mental health awareness.
Oh.
The
Mm.
Toys for Tots will bring in, they'll try to do Christmas time
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll bring in like Polar Express and
So very
there's
community
very
oriented. I know you've had
community
free movies like
free movies.
when
Early,
during the
yep,
parade and
yeah,
Christmas parade and
exactly.
stuff. You've had.
Exactly. Pushing, trying to get the kids out to see again, live the lives that we did when we were
Yeah.
kids.
Mhm.
Really try to enjoy the things that we know we enjoyed when we were growing up.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of
I mean,
fun,
and
right?
no, the seating is that's probably all. I don't know how new
Yeah,
like
it's all the
seating.
same that we've had.
There would be no seats that you sat in as a kid here, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I feel I definitely sat in these in the 90s.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I remember
So you were still young
Jurassic
enough
Park.
then. Okay.
I remember Jurassic Park, and I was like not 15-ish
Yeah.
years old, coming to that. Teenage
Okay.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. I believe these were the seats
Really?
still, but
Okay.
they're still comfortable. They're
Mm.
still very
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. They're not
Mm.
wooden or anything like that.
Mm.
Um, they had a nice cushion.
Mm.
We see 200 in each cinema,
So
so
there's two, right?
two
Yeah,
of
you
them.
got two. Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
and so we could pile them right
Yeah.
in, get them all in.
And you're open 7 days,
Seven
7 days a
days.
week.
Yeah,
Movies.
we usually do a 7 o'clock show,
Mm.
Monday through Thursday. Fridays
Mm.
a 7 o'clock and a 9 o'clock.
Mm.
Saturdays a 1, a 4, a 7, and a 9, and then
Do you?
1, 4, 7 on Sunday.
So I suppose it's mostly locals, but in the summer, you must get
Oh,
tourists that are
so
up in
many
the area,
people
right?
come in if the door's open. They're like, we just want to look around. We've
No.
never seen a theater like this before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we're not wait. I might just be here doing some book work, or
Okay.
my manager's here doing inventory, or put the
Yeah.
movies together.
Hmm.
And they'll just pop in,
Hmm.
and they'll be like, we just want to look around, or some people will buy a ticket early. That's
Yeah, well,
another.
you still have your little ticket booth out
Yeah,
front, which is actually super cool.
it is really cool.
They
We have
just
ideas for it. We want to man it, but we're not busy enough for all the payroll and all that right now. So
Yeah.
we want people to be in
It is,
it, but
yeah,
we
it
have
is
some
cool to have.
ideas.
Yeah, it is cool that it's still up.
We definitely put advertisements out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So like whatever's in there, like whatever we're doing
Yeah.
in-house,
Mhm.
ticket prices, whatever movies are playing, gift cards, anything you play.
So, John, you have a Mexican restaurant down the road,
Yes, yeah. Alberitos.
Alberitos,
hmm
and so and you've had that for how long have you had that now?
21 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I've had
haven't
it for
been
a long
down
time.
here for 21
No, I
years,
moved
but
down there at the beginning of 2019.
okay.
I started in a little house in 2005,
hmm
and I lived upstairs there. We had about 20 seats,
hmm
and then did that like 4 years. Moved
mm
down to another location,
mm
um, further away. It's
mm.
Taste of Thai is there right now,
Yeah.
and I was there for 10 years, and that had
Yeah.
about 80 seats, and now we're
Yeah.
on Main
Yeah.
Street with about 200. So it's like upgrades.
So you were plenty busy with that. So how did you decide to take this? So like what happened? When
Right.
did your brain say
Well, what the
we got to
funny thing is I've always been a foodie guy, right? I've always loved food and
mm,
working on catering or restaurant stuff, or I
yeah.
went to culinary school. I did all that. I've been loving cooking my whole life.
Mm,
So, I wanted a movie theater because I thought the combo would be cool. So I was always thinking of breakfast, lunch, and dinner place, right? So actually in 2009, I looked at a location, and this is why I remember that date that they changed digital here, because I had thoughts to ask the owner to buy his old projectors. So, and then bring them somewhere, set up a movie theater and do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, arcade, bowling alley, something like
yeah.
that combo, call it Johnny's, and then, I mean, Sunday morning for
Like
breakfast, we're playing Three Stooges,
yeah. Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
playing Martin Scorsese, for the whole weekend. I don't know, it's just another revival house situation,
Mm,
which we have ideas for here to even just do, director movies, like several movies by the same director,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Tarantino,
hmm
Scorsese,
Yep.
Cameron, anything like that.
hmm
So we just
hmm
kind of have fun with those
mm
kind of movies anyway. But
mm.
John Hughes with the Pretty in Pink.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So yeah, I've wanted a movie theater. There's always been a thing about it with me.
Mm,
And where I looked, it was needed a lot
yeah.
of money, and
hmm
come to find out those projectors were outdated. So
hmm
I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna do anything with those
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
And how much would
And,
he want for 'em?
hmm
Free? Yeah,
Yeah.
take
Right.
these take him to the garbage can,
Yeah.
you know?
Right. Right. But you saw this
Opportunity.
opportunity was
Yeah.
here, and
Yeah. And we
if
do dinner and a movie still,
mhm.
Alberitos. So if you eat
Oh,
there,
okay.
yeah, you get $8 tickets if you eat there, and you could
Uh,
buy your tickets there. So
that's a
I
good
have a
deal.
little bit of a discount when you eat at the restaurant.
That's
Yeah,
smart. Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's a good idea.
yeah. We do throw them out there a little bit. We have
Mm.
trivia mornings Monday through Friday at WLTN, the local radio
Yeah,
station,
yeah.
and you get the trivia question right, and um, you'll get 2 free movie tickets and 30% off at Alberitos. So it's kind of like a dinner and a
I
movie
see. Yep,
package thing.
yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we do
Uh,
try to combo them a little bit
mm,
because we find that dinner and a movie thing is so catchy,
mm,
and the combo is really nice, hand in hand with both. I've
mm-hmm,
been, like I said, the restaurant's been around for several years, so
mm,
it's a household name.
mm,
And not that Jax Jr. doesn't have a household name,
mm.
definitely has a
Yeah,
household name.
no, certainly does.
So,
Right, right, right.
and come to
Uh,
find out, Jax Jr. comes from, they had a movie theater in Grovetown
oh,
called Jax, and that's just their second location.
oh, so this was junior,
Or maybe it was
is that
Gorham. It might have been
oh,
Gorham
okay?
that they had it. And this is Jax Jr., their second
Ah,
location. I am so fortunate. My team,
mm,
my wife and I, just so fortunate
mm,
to be a part of this like family,
mm,
lifelong family dream that this family has had this for many, many decades, and have done so much here. And for someone outside the family to be a part of it,
mm.
I mean, right there is just so much appreciation, um, and really glad. The
Did
timing, I guess, is really what it is.
did you think and when you saw this place dark and going by regularly, did you think
Every day,
how we just can't lose this
I was
theater?
like, what's it gonna take?
Yeah, yeah.
What's it gonna, why isn't anybody, And the thing was, actually, this is really Black Widow came out. What,
Mm,
I can't remember what year, 21, 22,
mm,
right? Um, and Scarlett Johansson sued Disney for not putting Black Widow in the theaters. That was the deal.
mm,
So I saw a push from the actors, Hollywood-ish,
right.
everybody's like, we got to get back to the theaters. We got to go. So I saw this opportunity. I really felt like it was going to really get back in,
Mm,
and uh and it did. The theaters, the Hollywood went theaters only, theaters only. All the movies coming out are theaters only, and I was like, this might be the time.
mhm,
What's it going to take?
yeah.
That was my first question
Mhm,
right
mhm,
there. So I felt like there was something I saw that might have triggered something that, I mean, it kind of makes sense.
right, right.
You see people fighting to
Mm,
get back into the theater again,
mm,
and big people, not just Scarlett Johansson.
right. Yeah.
She doesn't know who I am,
Mhm,
but I know who she is.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, not really,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
we all know who she is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We love her.
Right. So
So it was really that
yeah, yeah.
movie that
Um,
kind of sparked this idea, and then driving by going,
mm,
it's dark
mm,
still, and when is it going to open,
mm,
and who's going to open it? Because that was really ended up being the question in my head, because it was only a matter of time, I think.
mm.
I think there were several people looking at the spot
Yeah.
for movies or venues
Okay.
and
Yeah.
things like that, which is something we would also like to do.
Mm,
Possible stage with certain acting or TED Talks or
okay.
comedians,
So you kind of, I
music.
mean, I was going to ask, what
But
do you
first
see as
one,
the
definitely.
future of these? You've got to
Yes,
diversify
you got to
somewhat and use the
diversify.
venue and more for more
Absolutely.
than just the
Yeah.
movies.
Oh, yeah. And like I was telling you earlier,
Mm,
we are a media center.
yeah.
So we have tons of everything, highest power internet, high cords for everything. We have a clean out cord day we have coming up soon.
Clean
So,
out chord day.
oh yeah, there's cords back there that we
That's
don't
probably a
think we
podcast
need.
episode. That's fun.
Clean out cord day. We might even start a business with that.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
you got a
yeah.
bunch of cords, you don't know where they go to.
Oh my
We're
gosh,
gonna
we
be
want.
awesome at it
Yeah,
after
yeah.
this,
That's,
after we do that. So there's the maintenance. We're very much aware of all the maintenance.
yeah.
We're very much aware of our daily duties.
Mhm.
We have great
Yeah,
ideas. My team right now
yeah.
is so cool. So it's a lot of fun.
So you're so dedicated to this theater and you're keeping the doors open and it's fantastic.
Mm,
I'm sure it's not a big money maker though
yeah,
for you.
right, right.
Is that
Yeah,
so?
I
So you
was
just
looking at the
you
Rolls
know
Royce, and I was like, man, maybe not this year.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe next year, or
But
a year after, or
yeah,
maybe not. I just look at it. It
but it's
looks
important for
nice.
people to know. It's just your
Right.
heart is in this and you're
Uh,
trying to do. And this is a
I
community
guess I'm a
thing.
philanthropist or a
Yeah,
volunteer.
this is a.
What is
Do you feel like
volunteer?
that some days?
All the
Trying to.
time. I love
Yeah,
volunteer, I guess. You know, I, I
yeah,
I'm really I work great with people, and even my own team,
yeah.
customers, whatever. I
Mm,
love working with people, and I feel like I'm a part of something
yeah,
and meaning and all that. So just for my own personal benefit,
yeah.
that's what does it. The paycheck isn't really what does
Hmm.
it. Obviously, I need money to keep the lights on.
Right, right.
I need money to pay for the movies, to pay for my staff.
But there are many who would have looked at this opportunity and said, "Oh, it's just
It's not going to make it.
right,"
Right. And that's
and they
right.
just keep on going.
But
So
I
I
own a
mean,
restaurant, so my mind's not all there,
mm.
you know?
Well, I didn't mean to agree with that. So-
I
but
don't think you ever met a sane person who owns a restaurant for one. And like any restaurant person knows, in the winter, if you're in the winter, it
yeah.
slows down and your money tightens up, and
Mm,
it's
mm,
you do well, you do bad, you do
mhm.
well, so it's a up and down roller coaster through the years.
So, what have you enjoyed most about the whole experience of taking over this theater?
Watching the movies.
Just yeah,
I'm able to come in
and
myself and watch the
watch them,
movies. I love watching movies.
and
I love seeing new things. I love
yeah,
laughing out loud. Yeah,
Mm.
I enjoy them.
Mhm.
And if anything, maybe I just did it for that. I don't mean to be
Well,
selfish.
yeah, I was gonna say, no,
Yeah,
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 that's,
right. I did talk my wife
yeah.
into it, so don't tell her.
Oh
Don't
my
tell her
gosh.
my
Yeah, yeah.
secret plan. She doesn't come to the movies as much as I do.
Well, was she on board with this?
Oh yeah, right off the bat, we
Yeah.
have a great picture when we signed our lease agreement for her and I. She's so
Really?
excited and she promotes and does whatever I ask her to do if that's the case, or she just does it, you know.
Mm.
So she's really very much in love with those things
Yeah.
that I love. So
Yeah.
um and you know, it's like I said, there's a big team, not really a big team. There's, you know, Max is my manager here, and he's doing a great job
Hmm.
uh, picking it up. He does podcasts too. He does
Oh,
talk shows.
yeah. Nice.
He has these great voices that I'll do.
Oh, really?
You know, some
I
days
don't do voices. I can barely do my own voice.
he's a great guy. We collaborate real well
Yeah.
together too. So going
Mm,
back and forth on a lot of stuff,
that's awesome.
and it's,
Yeah.
you know, like the restaurant, I can't do it without the team.
Hmm.
Like the theater, I can't do it without the team. So
Hmm.
so appreciative
Hmm.
of every really bit of it all.
Hmm.
And and holding it together as much as possible.
Hmm.
So that's about it.
Mm.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. John, thank you so much for taking the time to share the story of Jax Jr. Cinemas. I know a lot of people are just thrilled that you guys are here and have kept the doors open, and the movies are still coming, and
Yeah.
it's been great. So, um,
Well, I
yeah,
appreciate you reaching out big
yeah,
time. You know, this is
it's
great for us
it's
to get out there too.
yeah,
Tell everybody, go to the movies,
right.
come to the movies, because
Get out of
it's
your house,
get
go
out
to
of
the
your
movie
house, go to the
theater.
movie theater.
Yeah,
Great things playing all the time,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not going to break the bank,
No,
you know.
no,
So it's
especially
definitely
at a small theater like this. You
we're
keep it
keeping it
reasonable.
even, and you
So yeah,
know,
yeah, right,
and
right.
just join up. We're
Yeah,
always having great specials coming
yeah.
up too, so keep an eye out for
Awesome.
everything.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, until next time, remember, every person and every place has a story to tell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in to Grounded in Granite, where we celebrate the people, places, and stories that make New Hampshire home. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow Grounded in Granite on Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram for behind-the-scenes clips, photos, and more. Subscribe to the Grounded in Granite YouTube channel to catch full video episodes. You can also find Grounded in Granite on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeart. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and stay grounded in granite.